Today I have a collection of picture books that would make great read-alouds for the beginning of the school year. These picture books would be great to read aloud those first few days of school in order to help your students understand that your classroom is a community, that you are all there to support each other and get to know each other and really truly become that community over the course of the year that you are together. And this kind of sets the tone for the year, and I think these will make wonderful read-alouds for you to share. And stay tuned for next week, because next week I'll have picture books that you can read aloud to kind of set those expectations for the year, like the rules and how you're expecting students to kind of behave in the classroom. So that's kind of a whole different topic, but again, perfect for the beginning of the school year. So we have two separate videos, and I just wanted to clarify the difference between those two before we got started. Let's jump into those classroom community books for back to school. This first one is fairly new, and I just love this book. This one is called This is a School. And again, it really demonstrates the power of how a school, how a classroom is a community. That we are all there to welcome each other, to make each other feel included in the community, to get to know each other and understand each other. That the school, that our classroom is a place for students to be able to explore things and try new things, and for it to be okay if they make mistakes or if they fail, and that as that community, we'll have their backs. That we're not going to be laughing at them or judging them or pointing them out. That we understand that mistakes are made, and we're going to help them. We're going to pick them up when they fall. We're going to help them when they need that help. And that we can rely on each other, rely on that community to really learn and grow as the school year goes on. It's a fairly simple book, but has that extremely powerful message that can be used in a lot of different grade levels. And that discussion can have higher level thinking depending on the age. So I think this is a great read aloud for many different grade levels at the beginning of the school year. This next one is a fun one. This one is called School's First Day of School. In this story, it takes on a different perspective. So we're not hearing from the students on the first day of school. We're not hearing from the teachers. It's told from the point of view of the school, which is so unique and such a fun read aloud. And I think your students will kind of get a kick out of it on seeing what the school thinks on that first day, how it's nervous before the first day, and that once the kids come, it doesn't really know how to act or react to the kids that are there. It gets upset when a girl is crying and she doesn't want to come to school, or it's a little worried when the kids make a mess on the floor in the cafeteria, or it doesn't really know what's going on when the smoke alarm goes off, the fire alarm goes off. So I think your students I almost think it'll help them feel more relaxed, especially those first few days of school, knowing that the school is nervous about the first day as well, and that there's a lot of different things going on. They're meeting new kids, they're not with their parents anymore, they might have a fire drill, or they might be reading books aloud with their teacher, and that it's okay that all of these things are happening, and it might kind of ease their worries a little bit. I think this is another great read aloud for that first week of school in your classroom. This next one is a great one for, again, creating that community in your classroom. This one is called Speak Up. In this story, it stresses the importance of speaking up in different situations. If someone pronounces your name wrong, you need to speak up. Let them know how to pronounce it. If you need help, you need to speak up so that someone can reach out and help you. If you see someone being bullied, speak up. If you see something that's wrong, speak up. And it gives all of these different instances where students should use their voice and make their voice heard. And an important message for students to remember throughout the school year, that not only should they make their voice be heard, but that their voice is valued, that they'll be listened to, that they'll be respected by their peers, by the adults in the school, and that it's important to speak up in different situations. A great story for back to school time. This next one is also about helping students feel welcome in the classroom. This one is called Gibberish. And in this story, a young boy is not only new to a school, but he's new to the country as well. And he doesn't speak any English. And at the beginning of the story, everything that he hears just sounds like gibberish to him. When the bus driver is talking, when the teacher is talking, he doesn't understand, and he tries to respond and nobody understands him. And he feels alone and lost until another student reaches out and helps him out, has patience, explains things to him, and they get to know each other. And slowly, very slowly, he starts to learn these English words with her help, and everything kind of becomes clearer to him. And this is an important message for students to reach out and help others, that we should accept everyone, and that again, our class is a community and we're all working together to help each other out and to understand when mistakes are made and to help them when they need that help. And this next one again is making everyone feel welcome. This one is Your Name is a Song. And in this story, a young girl, her teacher doesn't know how to pronounce her name and continues to mispronounce it, and the students do as well and start to tease her, and she goes home so upset. And her mom explains to her that her name is a song, that it's something that should be celebrated, that it's beautiful, that it's wonderful. And she goes back to school feeling a bit more empowered, and she speaks up. She explains how to pronounce her name and why she's proud of her name, and that other people should pronounce it correctly. It's a part of who she is, and that in order to respect her and to help her feel included, they should be pronouncing her name correctly. And she goes into not only talking about her name, but in celebrating everyone else's name in her class, and that they all should be celebrated and they should all be proud of their own names and where they came from and what their names mean. A great back to school book to help students share more about themselves and to help them, again, feel like they are respected and that everyone is included, that everyone is celebrated, and that they are all welcome in your classroom that is a community. So I hope that you'll be able to share some of these books at the beginning of the school year this year. These are some great read alouds, and I know there's quite a few more. I have another back to school list on a different video, and I'll leave a link to that in the description box down below. And you can check out my other list of back to school books that you can share in your classroom those first few weeks of school as your students are getting to know you and getting to know each other and creating that classroom community. And as I mentioned before, next week I will be sharing some books about setting those expectations in the classroom and talking about the expected behaviors in the classroom, and we'll be diving into some more books on those as well. And to go along with all of the books I shared today, I have interactive read aloud lessons to go along with each one. I will leave links to those in the description box down below. So not only do you have the book titles, but you have lessons to go along with them, with the discussion questions, with the extension activities, with task cards to go along with these to really bring the stories to life and help students internalize the message from each one. If you found this video helpful, make sure you give it a thumbs up and hit that red subscribe button down below, because I'll be back next week with more read aloud books that you can use in your classroom this year. Have a great week.